Yeah, man.
On, we on.
What's going on, everyone? This fight was for Kev and Shelz. I'm Shelz.
Kev, 8 Count Sports. Kev, 8 Count Sports. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On, we on.
Oh, man. Last night, what's going on, everyone? This fight was for Kev and Shelz. I'm Shelz.
Last night was a fight night. It was a big time fight night, man. We had Devin Haney going against Regis Prograis, which was a fight that, I mean, it was Devin Haney going up to 140. In both fighters' last fight, they didn't look good. Haney didn't look great against Lomachenko, but it was Lomachenko, former pound for pound kingpin, fella southpaw. And last night, man, against Regis, who was a belt holder at 140, only had one fight, one loss coming into the fight, and that was against Josh Taylor, former undisputed champion at the weight class. Man, Haney put on a master class, man. I mean, he looked good.
It was a very one-sided bout.
From pillar to post.
It was a very one-sided bout, bro. Very one-sided, bro. Very one-sided. Here's the funny thing. I'll say that the easiest round for Regis was round one.
Yeah.
But when I felt Haney was downloaded data, and they it felt like they it honestly felt like in round one actually, what I noticed from Regis in round one was that he had a lot of fluid body movement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's when he looked the best in round one.
Mm-hmm.
Then round two, I saw was round two was the most equal fight, was the most equal round in the whole bout, in the sense of there was damage on both sides.
Right. And
it looked like it was gonna be an equal fight. But then Regis got wobbled.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably got wobbled, and then from that time on, it was a one-sided show by Haney.
Yeah, facts.
I think Regis got wobbled like 3 times. I think he was wobbled in round 2, round 6, round 9.
Yeah,
3 times, bro. Like so. As the fight continued, it was just becoming more. Haney was dragging Regis into deeper and deeper waters, and like you said, it was a master class. It was a master class by Haney, bro.
Yeah, it was
very one-sided.
Very one-sided. Very one-sided. A lot of times when guys move up in weight, Haney isn't the strongest guy. Like, he's not noted for power. So a lot of times when
that's
guys move,
thing.
Yeah.
He moved up a weight class, so Regis is saying like, "Yo, he don't got the power to be dealing with people in my weight division."
Yeah,
but he was the only one that got wobbled.
But here's the thing with that. When guys come up from a smaller weight class, here's the thing that comes up with them a lot of times. It's not always power, but the speed. The speed comes up, and that's what it looked like. It looked like Regis couldn't deal with the speed of Haney. So you may say a guy doesn't have a lot of power, but if he's hitting you whenever he wants to hit you, hitting you when you're not set, hitting you Regis could have had no answers for the incoming at all. He was a step slow. And Haney looked really good at 140. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. And it'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. Prior to this fight, he said that he would go back down to 135 for a Tank fight. Now, I wonder if with this performance, is that still on the table? Would he still be willing to do that? It's a lot of money in a Tank fight.
I was about to say that, like the why wouldn't you with that kind of money that be put up? That kind of situation.
Yeah.
Is there a bigger fight in the 140 division? Like to me, bro, and this goes back to why sometimes you just need one promotion within a combat sport, because there's certain fights that we all want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This fight that we all want to see, and it seems like what these boxers do sometimes is they on their way to that fight, what could have happened earlier, they have other fights just to keep their stock up or to keep their name relevant. Or just to gain closer to collect bags and things of that nature. But there's certain fights we all really want to see. Like, who doesn't want to see Tank and Haney, bro?
Exactly.
Who don't want to see Tank and Haney? Like there's no way that if there were reasons why not to have that fight were to be listed, one of those reasons would not be because of money. It wouldn't sell enough. Like, bruh, that'd be one of the Tank versus Haney, bro.
But here's the problem. This is why they call certain fighters cash cows. Because you could milk them whenever you want and you could put Tank against where Tank is right now. You could put him up against several people and still cash out. They had him up against guys that like Gamboa and they were selling out arenas off of that.
So it's to collect the bags.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't have to the issue is looking at Haney. Why would you put him in there with a guy that might be able to beat him? After seeing what we saw last night, especially, that was his best performance yet. Probably against maybe his most dangerous opponent. I mean, looking at Loma, maybe he's up there too, but Regis could crack. And he went up to a new weight class. Like, totally. So I'm pretty sure the class is looking at it like, dag, if we're fighting him, this is a risk. This is a risk. You know what I mean? Like, what the thing with Tank, and people aren't really maybe talking about as much, is not only are they handpicking opponents for Tank, seemingly. There's been several fights now where Tank's falling behind in the fights. Against Barrios, against Rolly, against he's fallen behind and had to come back. The Cruz fight was razor close. When he fought the kid that was when he knocked out with the uppercut, I forgot, from the lower weight class. That fight, these guys jumped out on Tank, and Tank was able to kind of like reel them back in, walk them down towards the end of the fight. What happens against a more skilled guy that's his age, that's at his caliber? Like, will he be able to, like, the luck may run out. He may not be able to catch Haney towards the end of the fight. So these are things that if you're promoting Tank, that you're saying, let's wait this out. Let's wait this out.
10 years from now, right?
Yeah, let's wait this out.
We know we got everything we done got. I mean, you know what? I'm not mad at that strategy because I always look at things from a business perspective for these promoters as well. So, as a fan, of course, I want to see Tank versus Haney yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when it comes to business, I get that. Yeah, like you want to try to get as much. And on the flip side of that, to be practical, you give these other fighters a chance to get their name out there as well.
Absolutely.
You give them because we just had this. Even though we all said we always no one's not. I want to say surprised. I don't want to discredit Regis, but the outcome of last night wasn't really a shock as to Haney coming out on top. Regis still had a chance to come out there to win, get his name and get his stock up there. So in those situations, I don't think that the box and these boxers get paychecks when they fight these as you say cash cows. They're getting paid too. They're getting their pockets right as well.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I'm not mad at that form of that business model, but we all know the fight that we want to see, man. We all know that's what we're looking for.
Well,
that's what we're looking for, but
yeah, it's a stacked weight class. I mean, the 4 names that we talked about, or 5 names, which is Haney, Shakur, Tank, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez. Those guys, they're still on the rise. And I think it's interesting. Yeah.
No, say what you're gonna say.
I think it's interesting. They're on the rise, and Teofimo and Haney especially. It seems like Teofimo beat Lomachenko first, had all the belts except for one, and then eventually left the weight class. Haney comes right behind him, beats the guy that beat Teofimo, becomes undisputed. Teofimo then moves up one weight class, beats Josh Taylor, the only guy that beat Regis, becomes undisputed. Here comes Haney going to 140 and looks super impressive. It looks like those two are a bit on the collision course. It's funny. It looks like those two, they both move up. These out of the 4 names we mentioned, they both move up and beat the guys at this weight class that dominated it for the last 3-4 years.
So you think that's the next fight that makes sense?
It always did make sense, but there's a holdup. To me, I feel like it's on the Teo side. I think for some reason he's not as anxious to fight Haney. What I'm getting out of this, I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all of these fighters, out of every last one of the guys that we named before that, it seems like Haney and Shakur are the most anxious to fight anyone, to prove something. Nobody really wants to fight Shakur, and Haney is getting opportunities and cashing out.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
That's basically the question I want to ask you because I was let you finish.
Yeah.
What do you think would be a bigger fight? Haney versus Tank or Haney versus Shakur?
Tank. I think the more meaningful fight is Shakur. Because I think Shakur. Here's the thing about it. Shakur is really good, but Shakur is found himself in the same situation that Terrence Crawford was with Top Rank. Top Rank does not have enough relevant fighters in those weight classes. So now they have to do business with other promoters, and other promoters aren't, because Shakur is that good, they're passing.
They're not trying to.
They're passing. Like, we don't have to fight you. You're not the marquee yet. What he's gonna have to do, like Terrence Crawford, and get out of that. What he has to, once he gets out of the Top Rank contract, he gotta go somewhere else to get those fights. It's the only way. He got to do business with these guys. It's the only way that's going to happen. He's too good. Nobody's going to really fight him. It's not necessary. It's not mandatory. You know what I mean? So as far as Haney is concerned, it's funny. Haney's getting the fights. I was talking to somebody about this, and I always said to me, the eye check, out of Ryan Garcia, Tank, all of them, Haney seems to me to be the least talented, like naturally gifted, like naturally has power, naturally out of all of them. But it seems like he's the most, bro. He's the most hungry, bro. And because of that, he's getting better. Like, I think there's no coincidence that his last fight was Lomachenko. Nobody beats Lomachenko. So for him he didn't look good against Lomachenko, but he got the win. He comes into this fight with another southpaw and smokes him. Bro, it's like, you ever play an RPG and you get like XP points? Yeah. I feel like he's maxing out on his points. Like, he's getting the experience. Meanwhile, these other dudes ain't fighting nobody, bro. Outside of Tio. Tank, they've not fighting anybody of any substance. I think when this whole thing clears out, I got a feeling it's going to be Haney on top. And this is not me talking. This isn't. That's how it's looking, bro. Shakur's not getting the fights. Shakur's not getting the fights right now. By the time he gets around to, I think by the time Tank get in the ring with Haney, bro, he gonna have losses. Somebody gonna break through and beat Tank. By the time he get around to doing business with Haney, I think the two people.
But in that situation, would the fight be as big? You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think they'll manage. Yeah, because boxing, it's almost, look at it. Regis against Haney. Like, this fight, as the fight drew near, it picked up a lot of steam. And Haney's not really like a knockout guy like that. But it's just the marquee. Like, as it drew near, it picked up a whole lot of steam. Everybody saw it. And you saw what you saw. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, this was a great look for Haney, bro. And it wasn't a boring fight. It was actually entertaining. It was, because Haney is a dude. Even though he's a boxer, I don't mean to cut you off. Even though he's a boxer, he's always in the pocket. He's always there, like seemingly there to get hit.
What I respect about that, he kept the fight in the center of the ring. Like, there's no. Once you do that, there's no conversation as to how things could have went otherwise, because you're using the ropes or you was trying to tie him up. Like, it was straight boxing. This is straight boxing, and he's the one who kept in the center of the ring. Like, which means that showed a confidence in his skills.
Exactly.
Comes in the skill set, especially with a main, especially to me, like a main component of what was going against him with moving up to a weight class was that power. Was a big conversation in between in their build up to the fight. As Conor McGregor said, precision beats power.
Yeah, timing. Yeah,
and that's what we saw.
Yeah,
timing. Like, that's what we saw. Like those setups, like.
It's crazy.
Those setups, bro. Like even Regis said, I think, I didn't see some of those punches.
Yeah.
I didn't see them, and those are the ones that knock you out when you don't see it. He like, I didn't see those punches.
Yeah, and they make you tentative too.
So like, yeah, like
they make you
look.
tentative
Here's the question now.
when you can't see the punches coming. You don't want to open up. You don't want to. So shout out
And
to
we saw
Regis.
that.
Shout out to Regis for still, no matter what, he still
Acknowledging
brought the
that.
fight. I felt like he still brought the fight. He still was looking for a way.
Yeah, it didn't seem like honestly the last 2 rounds I saw him coming back. He was making a comeback in the last 2 rounds. It was a little too late. Like I think at that point he was trying to look for a knockout, but he still had some fight in him. It wasn't like he was he still had the heart of a champ.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that never went away.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing with Haney though. I remember after the fight when I heard some of the commentators speaking. They're speaking on the possibility of him moving up to 147. And
yeah, that was interesting.
147.
That was interesting.
If you go to 147, we all know the name that's at 147. The name now that's a fight. But what do you think about that, Kev? Like,
I can't see it happening. I can't see it happening.
Can't see it happening.
I cannot Terrence Crawford. I can see him and Boots Ennis maybe, the kid from Philly. That's been trying to get a Crawford and Spence fight, and he's just been outside of the loop. He hasn't really fought any big names, but I can't see because Crawford. It seems to me Crawford right now is on his exit plan. He's already 35. He said he would fight Spence again, and I think he's eyeing Charlo to be undisputed. That if he beat Charlo, he would be undisputed in 3 weight classes, which is I don't think that's ever been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been done.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Crawford fights Spence, like I think Spence wants it to go to 154.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to sort out right now.
How possible is that, though? You think?
Well, after they fought the first time,
but that is something that came to me.
No. Well, after they fought the first fight, Crawford Spence mentioned it in the press conference. He said he's moving up to 154. He would like to fight at 154, and Crawford okayed it in the beginning. As they started the negotiations, Crawford kind of was talking about 147 again. So maybe he's looking for to have that advantage still, but they'll work it out. I think they'll work it out. I think they'll work it out. Like
if I was Crawford like that, all the chips on his side of the table.
Yeah,
like I ain't trying to.
Yeah.
But wow, you really don't think that the Haney? So you don't think Crawford would be interested in fighting Haney if Haney moved up to 147?
No, I think Crawford right now is looking for the big fight. Not that Haney wouldn't be a big fight, but it looks like I think that he's looking for Charlo to become undisputed again, and then maybe even Canelo.
Okay.
Maybe even Canelo. I would not, because I think for Crawford is looking for legacy right now. If he can jump this, if that's going to be his last fight against Canelo, why not? If it's going to be a last fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why not take the risk? Yeah. So I think Crawford is looking to max out. Fighting Haney would be for Crawford a step backwards, I think. And no disrespect to Haney, but it's just Crawford is the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now. Like, I think he's looking. I don't think beating Haney would. It would be a catch-22 for Crawford beating Haney, I think. I think if he lost to Haney, obviously that's not good. But if he beat Haney 2 fights ago, Haney was fighting at 135. So it's like you beat Haney, he's not getting enough credit for that. So I mean, right now I think Crawford is trying to max out on in the legacy department. I think that's kind of what it is. But I was surprised when they were talking about 147 too, because I'm like, the only name I could think of is Boots. It's Boots Ennis, who recently got a belt because they stripped Crawford of one of the belts. So Boots is the only one I could think of, and that would be an interesting fight to say the least.
Why was he stripped?
Politics, bro. Politics. Because they wanted, apparently they was trying to say that the rematch with Spence wasn't their mandatory. So that Boots Ennis was the mandatory for the boxing politics.
Yo, bro. Boxing is the most corrupt. Boxing is the most
corrupt.
Bro.
Corrupt.
Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy evident during the Ngannou Fury fight. Like when
like who you think was walking out of there?
Bro, when Fury didn't get knocked out, I said, "Yo, put a stake in him. He's put a fork in him. He's done." Yo, when he ain't get knocked out clean, like yo, bro, this is done. But
Boxing
going back
101,
to
bro.
boxing 101, you better knock him. If you want
Don't leave him
to win, you better
standing.
knock him out. Don't leave him. If he's standing,
You lost.
yo, bro, that's an L, yo. But automatic, bro. Don't even look to the judges, bro. Judges will look away from you like
Absolutely.
no, back to Haney though. Masterful performance, masterclass.
Yep.
So we already said that he might not go up to one, but that was one for just a hypothetical conversation that he may or may not do. And I'm surprised that he said that he'd be eyeing someone else besides Crawford, because I want like to put on all that weight to fight someone else. I mean, would be
well, Crawford already stated that he's fighting Spence again. So I mean, how long if you're Haney, how long you gonna wait? You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't even have a date for Crawford and Spence. They're talking about February right now. So you have to wait after that. So I mean, how long are you willing to wait? And then you would be on Crawford's schedule. Because Crawford, has anybody heard that Crawford said he was looking to fight Spence after? I mean, Haney after? Nah, this is kind of left field. So you taking you putting your career on hold.
We think it's so let's not put his career on hold. What do you think would be the most likely next fight for Haney?
Haney.
You think he'll stay at 140, or you think he'll move down to? Or you think he definitely can move down to going back to 135 to fight Tank?
I don't think he's gonna go back to. I think for Tank he would. And before this fight, I was saying that it looks like Haney is angling for a Tank fight because the last two fighters that he fought, Lomachenko and Regis, were both left-handed, southpaws. And also, he mentioned in the lead-up to this fight that he would be willing to go down to 135 to fight Tank. Those three things made me think, wait, maybe they have some kind of agreement. Maybe something's going on. But Haney looks so good in this fight that especially against a southpaw, he looks so good that I think the only way Tank would take, I don't even know if Tank would take the 135 fight. I think they're going to push for that. If them two were to fight out, they would push for that. But I could see Haney staying at 140 and maybe trying to get a Teofimo fight. But I just don't think the fight would go off because I don't know what's up with Tino. Tio seems like he does not want to fight Haney. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with that. He seems to, and it seems more like a dislike. It don't even seem like he feels like he can't beat him. Like it comes off as a dislike thing to me.
Like I don't want to help you make any money. Like that kind of like thing.
No, like I'm just so much better than you. Like I'm above you. Almost like an arrogance. Like it comes off that way. I'm not saying he is that way, but it comes off that way. Like at one when they were at 135, Haney had the last belt that would have made Teofimo officially undisputed, and he opted to fight this dude and go all the way to fight this Australian dude, and he lost. That's how Haney ended up getting the belts in the first place. Kambosos, somebody that the general public does not know, lost to him. Haney picked the belts up. Now they're in 140, and I'm sitting here looking at it, bro. I'm like, you're not gonna fight Haney.
Waste of time, right?
You're not gonna fight Haney. So
it's not like more of that politics he's talking about. Maybe there's maybe it was just trying to go for a money grab because he didn't touch a name and it didn't go that way, so they just had to go for the next best thing. It could be that. It could be some dollars and cents, bro.
Maybe. But for Haney, what's next?
Haney's a name, like.
Yeah, I think maybe Tank. If I had to pick, Tank or Ryan Garcia, maybe. Ryan Garcia is talking about fight, but then again, Haney might freeze. Ryan
Garcia just.
He lost to Tank.
Ryan Garcia.
You won last week.
I want to say, why would you fight like? But you coming off a win. Why you fighting a dude that you
money. Ryan Garcia is marketable, bro. He's ultra popular, marketable, and plus, I didn't realize. All this time I didn't know Haney was from Oakland. You have that fight on the West Coast with Ryan Garcia, with that Mexican American. That would be crazy. Like that would, and they know each other well. I think they split all their matches as amateurs, 3-3. They know each other real well.
Okay.
They fought each other a bunch of times. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the fight, or maybe they get Haney to go down to 135 for Tank. So those are the two the fights that I could see. I can't really see
I'm only mad at the Garcia bout, but yeah, we definitely, you know what we need, bro. You know,
Tank.
like that Tank, bro. That.
Could you imagine how big that fight would be? Haney and Tank?
I was just gonna say that's the kind of fight. Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the kind of fight you can headline at the Garden.
Yeah. That's gonna be huge. That fight would be huge.
Yeah, that fight would be huge. Like that, you would headline that at the Garden.
And I think that
definitely.
Fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could see them saying to Haney, sending him an offer for 135 for him to come back down and wait and fight Tank. I think that's the next fight. I think that's the next fight.
You heard it here first, guys. Fighting words. Next fight for Devin Haney. Tank.
At 135.
Let's get that line.
At 135. They ain't trying to see him at 140.
Let's put it out there.
Oh, 135.
Man. Let's say that. I want to throw in a little UFC in this conversation real quick. Watching Kowal was watching the boxing bout last night. There was also fight night. The co-main. I just gotta put this out there. Roundtree versus Anthony Smith.
Yep,
and the reason why I bring it up is because my man's. The reason why I brought it up is because after his victory, on IG or Twitter, I can't remember which one, he calls out Pereira. And Alex. This is why we're talking about right now. This is why this is why the call is so important, guys, because now we got to be talking about it. But first of all, Roundtree really that third round TKO was devastating. It was ridiculous. Like, it was one of those knockouts where, like, you know, when sometimes when a fighter knocks out their opponent, they go down to the ground to fish him off with hammer punches just to be sure. He didn't even do that. He just kept his hand up, like, don't need this, right? Okay, cool. I would definitely love to see how he would go against with Pereira. Like, to me, I'm about to attack you real quick, Kev. To me, if Pereira gets to this, I think you have way more respect from that than you already do right already do right now, because you've been taking little jazz at Pereira, and I think if he beats Roundtree, so I think even you would have to be silent to know, like, this dude is the real deal in that division, bro.
So, all right. So that was a lot. Okay. Khalil Roundtree. He beats people up pretty bad. It looks like a beatdown, like a street fight. Like, this is how he's fighting dudes. It looks crazy. I say
it's the way that they cover when he it's like this time he hit Anthony Smith, and Smith reactions to do this.
Yeah.
Like, when you got a fight to do this, you know it's serious.
Yeah, punching back. So I mean, for I think that division is so wide open. Why not? I think that's a statement win. It was a statement win, and why not, bro? I mean, I'm looking at who do we have? Jan Blachowicz, Yuri just lost. Everybody. What's the name is hurt?
Right now.
Huh?
Jan is out due to injury.
Even. Yuri lost, and we got the former champion who's out through injury, all kinds of other stuff. So I don't mind seeing that division. I told you before, that division is so wide open. It's unstable. Yes, I think Alex could have a long reign, but it's not because. All right, let me say this. Because I got to take a step back. Alex Pereira.
I'm about to spill it.
You even hear me? Alex Pereira is a phenomenal fighter. A phenomenal world-class, world champion fighter. I think that if that division was stable, there's a bunch of things going on in that division, that he would have a tougher go. Like, the division right now, it's in shambles. Like, and that's facts. Like, I'm not saying anything crazy. It's no knock to. I'm not trying to knock out. With his skill set, he's dope. I just think that I feel like he's not being fully tested. Yuri tested him well. I thought that was a good matchup. But the rest of the who's left? We talking about Roundtree right now, bro. Off the top of your head, could you tell me where Roundtree is ranked? I'm pretty sure it's not top 5. That's what I'm saying. This division is great. Like it's ridiculous. It's not, and it's not Alex's fault. Like I know what you're saying. It's not Alex. Okay, I get it. I get it. So I'm not saying that.
It's not fair to It's not fair
to do what? It's not fair to do what?
You know, it's like you know what it's like. It's like putting an asterisk next to his accomplishments. And that's
no, it's not. It's not. It's not. I'm not. But that's. I'm just giving you an honest opinion. Nah, but I'm giving you an honest opinion. I'm not saying you saying the asterisk. I'm not saying it's an asterisk. I'm just keeping it. I'm keeping it straight with you. Like I'm like, bro, it's a revolving door, and it's not like guys are going out due to injury. It's out of control. Ever since John Jones left, it's been wild, crazy. So Pereira, I'm not saying he wouldn't be able to do this with competition. That's yet to be seen with the top guys in the division. But I'm saying it is yet to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's yet to be seen. Like I'm not saying that he couldn't do it, but I'm saying because you can't say it's not that. Like yes, he's the champ, and it's hard to be UFC. He could have lost to Yuri, but he took care of business. Like I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying that I'm just being honest in my observation of the division. It's crazy. It's in shambles. Everybody under Alex is in shambles. I couldn't tell you what that top 5. I couldn't even tell you what the top 5 looks like. I couldn't tell you. So Anthony Smith, who knows? If Anthony Smith won, maybe he would have been in line for a title shot. And he took the fight on 11 days notice. That's how crazy the division looks right now. So it may come off as I'm taking a shot at Alex, but I'm just know that I'm not trying to. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. This is the honest opinion. If you don't see it that way, that's cool. But that's what I'm looking at in that division. I don't know.
Maybe, so let me ask you this question. If he completely dominates Roundtree, would you have a new would that perspective you just told me change for you?
If he beat Roundtree, he would had defended 2 times. He would be an all-time. He would be up there. I'm not knocking his accomplishments. To win in the UFC, I've said this a zillion times, it's hard to become champion in the UFC. And we're going to talk about that later on this week with Covington and all of that. As great as everybody say he is, he ain't win that. He ain't win the big one yet. So, like, as hard as it is, I'm not trying to take away from Alex's accomplishments. My visionary is when I saw the way he lost to Izzy, and then when I factor that in, not even the way he lost to Izzy, the way he was hurt in both the fights. I factor that in with the 205 weight class where he wouldn't have that much of a size advantage. And I say, yo, if he gets touched, he may have an issue. He hasn't been in there yet. He got touched by Yuri and he stopped Yuri. His skills superior. I just wish he had more comp there, steady competition there, the way he could be tested in that way. We're talking about him fighting Roundtree with no debate. We don't know where Roundtree is in the top 10, but we like throw him in there with Roundtree because the division is so it's a pit. It's a bottomless pit.
So let me ask you a question.
Like what the heck, bro? Give me
the question about Pereira.
I mean, damn.
So something I was gonna say.
No. I mean, who would be the next guy if it wasn't Roundtree, bro?
Well, this is okay. Well.
I'm just on the top. Who would be the next guy? That's how crazy the division is.
No, you raise a good point. But here's my question:
You make it sound like I'm hating.
Fight I don't think you hate. But who you think Pereira would have to fight in the ideal world to let you say like confidently that this man deserves to be in the 205 division?
It could be Roundtree to defend the belt. Look.
No. I'm asking you to in the context of what you just said.
Yeah,
you could even call out names who are not in the division right now, who are inactive due to whatever because of the shakiness of the division. Who you think? Who would you like to have seen him fought that would have made you more confident in his ability to hold rank in that division?
Izzy would be cool. That's the main person.
Is he again?
No, but I'm thinking we're talking. He's the last one that beat Pereira, right? That's a fair. I mean, to me, that's a fair. But I'm saying he probably won't fight.
I don't think
No. I get, bro. I get. You're asking me who would I like to see. I'm not. Let's not go to when we go into. We're gonna count down everybody that I'm mentioning. I mean, look, Izzy would be one. No, Izzy would be probably 2 or 3. I would like to see him fight Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, everything he touches drops. I don't care what nobody say. It's coming from a southpaw. A southpaw stance is he's a problem. I don't know if he's gonna be a problem after rupturing his Achilles though. So when I look at it, I give him all the props in the world. Like if you're asking me though, like straight up, I think the division is lacking. I can't back off of that. Now you talking about Roundtree is cool. Roundtree is cool. Like Roundtree is cool. He hasn't. I mean, if beating Anthony Smith is the criteria to be a number 1 contender, I mean, I think it says a lot about the division.
I was about to say, do you think that though? Do you think like Anthony Smith to me, he seems like at this point Anthony Smith seems like he seems like the level of gatekeeper whereby if someone is going into the division and you want to test his skill set within that division, you send Anthony Smith at him. That's who I think Anthony Smith is right
tough. He took the fight on short notice, and you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that. Definitely got to respect that.
It went 3 rounds. It was a good back and forth. It was a good back and forth.
I mean, listen, Anthony Smith ain't nobody will ever question his heart or anything like that. We saw what happened with the John Jones. He didn't take the easy way out. He fought through that. He will forever get respect for that. But to say,
by the way, but that's just my perspective.
But the fact that he's not the guy that's the barometer of okay, you're ready for a world title shot. I mean that's not necessarily that. So, look, Pereira's doing what he's doing. It's the UFC. This is the creme of the creme. And I give them all respect for it. If you want to dive deeper into my analysis of the division, you dig deep enough, you'll get a different opinion. I can't front, but yes, he just won the belt, so Roundtree will be his first defense. So I want to see it because one thing it is, it's hard to defeat a person that's rolling, and Roundtree is really rolling right now. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Yeah, he's rolling right now. That would be like what they call it, a immovable object, and I think Pereira has the tools. Yeah, right. Pereira has the tools. That's a lot of incoming, but I think Pereira would have the tools to kind of. But that's a lot of confidence he coming in there with, though. It's hard to be the dude that's streaking, that's confident like that. You have to kind of.
I mean, both of them, bro. Both of them tell you the truth.
Yeah,
I think Pereira's confidence is up there as well, bro.
I think so.
The fact that he called out Izzy after his title win, when he was coming off a loss against Izzy, tells me that he's still confident. He still got Izzy's number. So I don't think his confidence was shaken at all.
Beat him like a zillion times already. I never said his confidence was. That's never been my take in regards to Pereira. His confidence. Never been my take. I'm sure he's a zillion-time world champion. He probably thinks it's a fluke. He probably look at the Izzy fight and says, "You know what? I was too aggressive. I should have dialed it back." I'm pretty sure he's looking at like, yeah, and that's fair.
I know better for next time.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know better. And then he disrespected at the end of the fight all of the additional stuff. I'm pretty sure that's a hard pill to swallow. So. The kid disrespected his kid.
Give me even more motivation to want to see.
Oh my goodness.
Give me even more motivation why I want to see you again in the octagon.
Yeah, absolutely, so absolutely. Please.
Why not?
All right. So, do you remember the main event from last night, or did the Roundtree thing just wash that out for you?
Well, I remember the main event, but the reason why I brought it up because of the call out for Pereira. That's what made me call it out.
It's a mega call out, and he'll get it. He'll get it. He'll get it, bro. There's nobody else.
It was an impressive performance, bro.
Yeah, he'll get his last few performances. It was beatdowns. These aren't regular beatdowns, bro. These aren't octagon beatdowns. These are like street beatdowns.
What makes me
Like
But see, wasn't
literally, like
wrong.
somebody stole something from him. Like he's kicking people while they down. Like what?
What's crazy to me is the way these fighters react when he hits them. Like they do this. Like when your first reaction to like, it's like they were. It's like they were. Yo, I remember after the second round. It was after the first or second round. Anthony Smith had a look in his eyes like, "Yo, this dude, like, what the hell was
What
that?"
is he on?
And it's like, I think it was after the first round, like, "Yo, what the hell is that?" Like,
Yeah.
so it tells me about his power for one,
Into the
and
third
I would like to
round.
see how, bruh, into the third round, and I would like to see how Pereira reacts to that sort of power. So that's what really that's what made the second round the co, you know, most sometimes the co-main is like the
Yeah.
is like the bigger fighter. So to
Facts,
me,
facts,
the
facts.
co-main just had more significance to me. The co-main had more implications to me, more significance to me. One because of performance against Smith, and two because of his call up per. So that's why I brought it up. That's why I
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
it up.
no, no, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. This will be well. What do
You
you
was
think
you
about it? Let me throw this back at you because you asked me about Pereira. I want to know what you think of the division. You know, you've come across as very pro Pereira, and what do you think? Who do you think should be next for Alex Pereira? And let me know what you
it's not
think of
that
the
I'm pro
division.
Pereira. It's not that I'm pro Pereira, right? I'm just this is what I always believe this. You can only judge someone's accomplishments or rate someone's accomplishments based on the environment that they're in right then and there.
Right,
You can't
right.
put extra you can't put extra implications as in like, well, if it was like this, then it feels like that. Like that doesn't matter. They can't control that. They only control where they're at right now. And in the division as it speaks, I think Pereira is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I don't think the division is shaky. It's MMA. Things happen, bro. It's like you just if you're a fighter, you're supposed to just adapt to the situation, period, end of story. So if he's in an environment where things is shaky, he's here to bring order. That's how I feel.
Okay.
The Roundtree fight is interesting to me. Like I said, I would love to see because he is moving up a weight class, and I'm always interested to see when a fighter moves up to another weight to a higher weight class, how they deal with the power of that new weight class. And Roundtree looked like one of those power hitters in that weight class because he has people in his own division, like I said, cowering when he hits them. So it makes me even that much more interested to see how Pereira, who's coming from 185, how he's going to deal with that in 205. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yeah,
to see how he deals with that from Izzy to a Roundtree.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
how does his fighting style changes? How good is his chin? Is he able to deal with that sort of power? And also the fact that Pereira will have to go through a hell cutting weight to be at 185. Now he doesn't have now 205. It seemed like it's more
Right.
his
Bread and
his
butter.
his his natural weight class, which means
Yeah.
that there'll be less of a toll taken on him during the weight cut. So do I think the weight class is in disarray? I don't. I never think any weight class is in disarray. You know when a weight class is in disarray when they have no top names in that division that could sell season tickets and they're under threat of being washed out. That's when the division is in disarray. As long as the division got names that people are willing to see as long as the division got names that people are willing to pay pay-per-view fights for, the division is okay. That's just how I feel. Things will fix itself eventually. You got Hill over there dealing with whatever he's dealing with. You got Beholder with the injury. In 6 months, like I said, every year is like a million years in regular years. And in 6 months, all those things won't even matter.
He'll pick up.
So I don't think the
He'll pick up.
division is disarray. I don't think anything is shaky. But yeah, I definitely would love to see the fight between
Roundtree.
Roundtree and
All right.
Pereira. Just based off of that performance, I love to see how Pereira deals with that. And this maybe lending to your point that the division is shaky, which I don't believe, but there aren't really anyone else out there to fight. But he has fight the who. Unless you want to put Glover back in there. And
No,
why would
there
he
is a
want to go
name.
back in there?
There's a name. Ankalaev. Ankalaev is really good. I like Ankalaev. I don't
You know
know if
what?
he's the one that got the
You know
draw with
what?
Glover. I
I'm
forgot
just saying,
about
no,
him.
no.
And there's another
You
guy
make a
too.
good point.
Oh,
You make a
Ankalaev?
good point about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about Uncle Life.
Yeah. He kind of didn't
Um,
get that No, the whatever happened in that the Blakovic fight, I think it was a draw, and I think he has yeah. I like he's a problem. He's a problem. So we'll see what happens. There's other guys in the division, but we'll see what happens.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much people in that division.
It's just, but to have the last two, but bro,
that is more to my point.
But to have the last two guys that won champion, the last three guys, they not even there. Like, come on, man.
Kev,
you can't. It's like, you know what it's like, bro? It's like having an Olympic race, and you come in and you're like one of the fastest guys, but Carl Lewis and Michael Johnson, for injuries, they're not in the race. Yeah, you won the Olympic championship. You won the championship. But it's still gonna be, there's a void there. It's gonna be there. Like, yo, this person, you can't avoid that these guys weren't there. Like, you can't, I don't understand. Yeah, you're the world champion. Nobody could take that from you. But that's still gonna be there.
That's so unfair, though. That's so. But with that.
But yo, bro. If we talking about fair, there's a lot of things that ain't fair in MMA and UFC specifically. If you want to get technical about it, but I'm just saying it's there. I'm just saying it's there, bro. I'm just pointing out what was there. I'm not saying we talking about Roundtree. Until I gave you a name, Radic, whatever, it looked like a steep hole, bro. We looking like who? Like, who else is in the division? Because it's gone. The top 5 is gone, bro. Yeah, if you look up the UFC website, you're going to see names, but you're going to be scratching your head. That's not, bro. I get what you're saying. I'm not deleting what you're saying because you're right. What you just said was accurate. I'm just giving you the observation that I can't act like that's not there. Like, it's there, bro. Like, at the same time, I said to you before, you said adapting to the circumstances. You're right. You're right. He's adapting to the circumstances and doing what he needs to do.
You said that it's there, as in like the shakiness of the division as you perceive it.
Right now, it's there.
Does that factor in? Does that factor into your perspective of Pereira's place within the division? That's the question.
No, he is the best 205er right now. He's a champion. I'm not taking that away. I'm just giving you an honest observation of the division. I can't act like the last 3 champions didn't defend like a revolving door and through the injury. Yuri fought Alex. He just came off of a catastrophic. They were talking about this injury like he'll never fight again.
Yeah,
and he can't. So I can't sit here and act like that's not the case. Like my thing when we were talking about Alex, and the reason why I kick back on it a little bit is I'm like, if he got hurt both times I've seen him against Izzy. If he got hurt like that with one punch, I'm like, when he goes up against these guys like Jamal Hill and these guys that could crack, what's gonna happen if they happen to catch him? I can't. He moving up in weight. Now you fighting guys. That advantage that you had. Like, people say, oh, he was drained at that weight. I'm like, yeah, he was drained, but he had an advantage. He's huge. He's rehydrating like 50 pounds overnight. I'm like, bro, that's an advantage. Like, what are you talking? And now he's going into a weight class where he still has a nice size advantage, but these guys are hydrating past 205. They getting in the ring at 225. If one of them happen to land, like, I want to see what's going to happen. Now, Pereira, I'm not taking away from Pereira. Like, I'm trying not to. Like, but that's my observation. He fought good against he against Yuri. Yuri still was a threat, and he took care of business. He hurt Yuri in several ways. Like, he got a bag, bro. He got a bag that you got to deal with. So even if you pack in power, you got a lot to deal with. Them leg kicks. Alex is world class. He might go down as an all-time, but he won the belt in his first 2-3 fights, bro. Like, I'm just saying that at 205, I just feel like at 205, I feel like I'm being robbed of seeing him fight guys that could challenge the notion that he is the best. I just feel that way at the moment. Now, if he fights, who are we talking about? Ankalaev. Like, there's other names that could come up. It's just there was no established champion when he. You know what it is, bro. You know what it is, bro. Let me say.
Go on.
because this would just add to. So I hope hopefully you got or everybody can understand what I'm saying. There was when Alex got the belt, for example, there wasn't really an established champion. So it kind of lends into that notion as well. Like, okay, there was nobody. You know, when you fight a guy and he's the guy, and you take like O'Malley and Benjamin and Sterling, and like you got a guy that's the champ, you beat him and you take it off him. That's different. I feel like you got to go even harder when it's a vacant belt, and you kind of got to go a little harder. You got a little more to prove. Put it to you like that. I'm gonna leave it at that. To me.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the perspective. What I was gonna say was, I'm still on board, but I was definitely on board with the Roundtree versus Pereira bout. But I totally forgot about Ankle Life. Yeah, Ankle Life need a I mean, that to me that would be more of a pressure cooker for Pereira.
Yeah, because
to me the division isn't shaky, bro. Because there's still a murderous road within the division that he has to go through. To me,
but they're not. But you know what
Jamal Hill, with the absence of
but they're not established yet. They're just not established. I mean,
but here's the thing, though.
They're not. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not badass. It's the UFC. But I'm just saying they're not established yet. So we don't know. It's kind of like, you know, when you have an established champion and you go in there and you take it off the champion, it's like, it ain't nothing else to talk about. When you have, it's been a revolving door. Like, I can't act like, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
I just feel this like the fact that he moved up, that he's moving up a weight division. He still has to deal with the power of this new weight division.
Absolutely,
that's my thing.
But he has to
still got to deal with the power.
Like you said, he has to bring the order to division. Fair, and it might take a little time for that. For me.
Yeah.
For me.
I mean, I'm not mad at that perspective.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Tell us what you think about this debate. Do you think Alex has done enough to prove that he deserves his place within the 205 division, or am I wilding? Is there other people? Are there other names that he needs to come across to truly legitimize his place within the division, or has he done enough? And what do you think is next for Haney? We all know we want to see his Tank fight, but what other names out there do you feel Tank should come across Tank's desk as possible fighters? Until then, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Please hit the notification button so you know when we come with more content as well. And you know, until then, I'm Shelz.
Thought you was Kev for a second. Kev, 8 Count Sports.
I was having bad thoughts about forever when we say Kev.
I thought you was fighting last night. That's what I thought.
Yeah, man. This is fighting with Kev and Shelz, man.
No doubt. Like, share, subscribe. Absolutely.
Peace.